and you've done that alchemical process of turning something from lead into gold. So there are many of you beyond those who are interested in kicking your addictions, mastering your sexual energy, and being able to essentially rid yourself of all your afflictions, are interested in, well, now I've done that, what do I do with this extra energy? And one of the key premises of this channel was about, okay, kicking your addictions, but also using that energy to build businesses. I'm a very firm believer in all men should have agency, should have control over their lives, and the last 2 years are definitely illustrating that we should have secondary streams of income beyond our 9 to 5 if everything goes to shit. So we should have a property, we should have assets, digital property, something that is going to allow us to have full control and agency over our lives. So to many of you young aspiring entrepreneurs, I want to give you a little model called the iteration model, which really helps give you some peace of mind in terms of, I can actually do this. This is somewhere within the remit of my achievement and is not so, nebulous that I can't actually see it manifested into my life. So if you're coming from the perspective of, hey, I'm done with my addictions, I'm ready to put this extra energy to work, here's something that is going to give you a little bit of peace of mind, like I say. So you have to first have an idea of what your ideal goal or dream or vision may look like. So for me, it was adding an extra £1,000 onto my monthly recurring revenue. It's actually now to a point where I've quit my 9 to 5 and I'm able to do this full time, which is awesome. But you need to have a vision, you need to have a goal in mind, and that is represented by this little circle here. Now, your first attempt at coming to the circle isn't always going to be accurate. Well, most of all, it's going to be inaccurate. It's going to be quite messy. And I think we can all get convoluted and have ambivalent feelings towards the entrepreneurs that we so admire because they seem to be hitting the nail on the head every single time, when in reality, if you actually look behind the scenes, this is rarely the case. So their first attempt at actually getting to this place may look something like that. Okay, pretty messy, not really what we wanted, and just not accurate. So your first attempt and my first attempt definitely looked a lot worse than this when I was trying to again add that extra £1,000, $1,000 to my monthly recurring revenue. But then I read some books, analysed my mistakes, kind of said to myself what I was doing right. So maybe I got the size kind of right in representation to where I want to go, but I need to do a little bit of streamlining. Maybe I need to do a little bit of extra reading, an extra bit of research. Maybe I need to get a mentor. So these were some of the things that I did. So my next attempt at getting where I wanted to go maybe looked something like this. Sure, still not perfect, not where I wanted to go, but definitely maybe an improvement. Maybe it isn't an improvement on the last attempt, but I'm moving forwards to where I want to eventually be. And again, you might have to reconvene with yourself and say, okay, what did I do right last time? What did I do wrong? Maybe it could be the case where, okay, if I want to start making extra income, I need to get a traffic source. I need to find customers first. Maybe I need to look at social media platforms that I can leverage. Is it YouTube? Is it Instagram? Is it Twitter? Is it Pinterest? Any of these. So you could say to yourself, okay, let's say I got my product right, or I got my target audience right. I want to talk to young men or entrepreneurs or business owners. I got that right, but I got the platforms wrong. I'm looking at WordPress. Maybe I'm looking at something really obscure like Tumblr. Now I want to try Twitter. So my next attempt at that might look a little bit closer. So it might start looking a little bit closer to where I want to be. Okay, I got the platform right. Now I just need to build the social media audience. Perhaps now I'm starting to engage with the followers or the social media followers that I'm now starting to accumulate. Maybe I'm starting to learn a little bit more about their problems. Maybe I'm finding there's a consistency in problems among my target audience. Let's say, for example, it's young men that want to get better at their dating life. Perhaps their text game just sucks. And you start, again, cultivating and drawing out these problems and realize, okay, maybe there's a gap here somewhere. All these guys are struggling with their with dating, their text game especially. Maybe I can create a product around that, a solution around that. So again, I'm getting closer and closer to that point where I'm getting that recurring revenue of an extra £1,000, an extra £2,000 a month. So guys, I just wanted to show you this kind of little mental example of how you can kind of be a little bit insecure in the fact that you don't feel that you can achieve these kind of really far out and potentially nebulous goals. So it's about bringing things down to reality, understanding that, you know, if you want to achieve this, you're not going to achieve it in the first iteration. It may take 5 iterations, it may take 10 iterations for you to compound and refine your idea and refine your goal. But that should not dissuade you from starting to go on this journey, because this whole development is personal development. In fact, I often say that the journey for entrepreneurship is the greatest self-development journey there is to do. You know, being financially free, financially independent comes at the cause of learning about your skill set, what you're bad at, what you may need to develop a little bit more, what you need to refine, what you're good at, what you need to keep, and eventually get to the point where you're actually seeing the results that you want to see. So this is a real kind of journey in action that for me spanned across 2 years, to the point where I started with nothing, with a 9-to-5, one income stream, where I now have several different income streams. I have several different digital products, several different services, and I don't have to rely on a 9-to-5 anymore. In fact, I pick and choose when I want to work. I have a couple of different self-employed occupations, and it's good to be able to say to myself, well, if I don't want to do this, I can rely on those additional income streams. And this is all part of the theory of being a masculine man with agency, with control, and with fundamentally ownership over your own life and self-government. So guys, this theory of iteration is something that I would highly recommend you meditate on deeply, take into account if you do have big aspirations. Don't be put off the fact that your first attempt is not going to work out very well. In fact, 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work out very well. But that should not dishearten you from trying, because like I said, it's the greatest self-improvement journey you could ever be on. So guys who are getting their sexual energy up, put it to work. Transmute it. This is the element of transmutation, putting all that energy into a side hustle, failing multiple times, multiple iterations, and getting to the point where you're perfecting it, and you've done that alchemical process of turning something from lead into gold. So brothers, I hope this was it was a different video, but hopefully something that's interesting. I want to bring you more content on how you can actually begin your journey of entrepreneurship, start earning a little bit of extra money, transmuting that sexual energy into financial energy, and just embodying the divine masculine that we all should be. So if you subscribe to this, then subscribe to me, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Take care.